Before I introduce our infamous guest, let's go to a brief email question to get things started. Here we have an email. My brother was in a wreck and ended up needing surgery, but after he was in the middle of his insurance claim, he made the mistake of saying he was in a wreck 20 years ago. So now the insurance company is saying his injury was pre-existing and not covered. Now what can he do? And that's from JJ. Well, JJ, first, I don't think he made a mistake. Anytime you're in a claim or a lawsuit situation, you got to tell the truth. So if he had an accident 20 years ago, that's something that can come up during the process, and he has to be honest and fair in disclosing that. The bigger issue is whether or not it's actually relevant to the case. In most every case we have, one of the first arrows that the insurance company goes to is they'll try to suggest that something is unrelated to the accident based on some sort of pre-existing condition or a prior accident. In this case, I mean, a lot of times we're dealing with things that are a lot more close in proximity and time. Here, your relative has one that was 20 years ago, and I think they're going to have a real difficult hill to overcome in trying to establish that this surgery that he had immediately after this accident is unrelated to that actual accident, somehow is as a result of that prior injury from 20 years ago. That's quite a long time, because at the end of the day, what you have to do is establish through medical testimony whether or not the accident that you are pursuing your claim on is the cause of the need for the actual surgery that you're having in this particular case. So it's important to make sure that's properly documented through the doctors and through the medical testimony, and that's something key that we do anytime we're involved in a claim, is we want to make sure and get that documentation, make sure that we can establish it, because the first element of any case is making sure you have liability. That means that they are at fault for the accident. But just as important, and many times even more important, especially in this case, is making sure that that accident is the cause of the injury that you are currently suffering from. And that's a very major undertaking. So it's very important that you contact someone like our law firm to make sure that's properly taken care of, because they will go to that and they will emphasize that. But that is not in any way, shape, or form going to obviate this very, very legitimate claim.